22 and 28. It says, remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set. That's what you said there. That's right. Go ahead.
Everybody get precept? Not? Yeah, go to Daniel 1.
This is Daniel chapter 1 and verse 1. In the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim king of Judah came Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon unto Jerusalem and besieged it. Verse 2. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim king of Judah unto his hand with part of the vessels of the house of the power Yahweh, which he carried unto the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels unto the treasure house of his God.
Exactly. Now they're clearly telling you, they're showing you how Babylon came against Jerusalem, besieged it, and what Mosai Yahawah Banyamyan gave Israel into their hands. That's right. Alright? And the vessels and the precious things, hey, they're even going back to the people. That's right. Alright? Because we are the vessels of Yahawah Banyamyan. That's right. You see? When Daniel was in Babylon, he built Babylon to heights that it was never at. You know, being in the position that he was in. You know, through wise counsel. Alright, he was a president, right? You know? You see? Where yeah, where this up? You get this? This is Daniel 2.
This is Baruch 4 verse 5. It said, be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You are sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies.
Because we moved Yahweh Banyamyan to wrath. Alright, that's why we were delivered unto our enemies. How did we move the Masahch to wrath? By disobeying his laws, statutes, and commandments. Alright?
Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Yeah, kind of even to this day. Alright? Ask anybody, hey, you know, people out there, what's your nationality? Alright? Who's your power? What's your heritage? Alright? They're going to take Guyanese. Or Mino. You see? And there's some backward shit. It's how you going to say that you don't know who you are. And that's to show that the state that our people is in. Alright? How they are forsaking Yahweh Banyamyan.
You say when it say you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you, remember the standard, the ensign. We as a people, bro, we're supposed to be different. We're supposed to be outstanding in this place. It's like you're grieving your nationality, you're grieving Jerusalem. You're grieving the flag. It's supposed to represent.
Just start saying Jake is outstanding in everything, even down to wickedness. So you start out Jake surpassed the wickedness of the Eden. These man before they don't use the righteousness. They use the good, even what they good. There is none. You understand? People are standing here, but they use it for folly. They use it for wickedness.
This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. Verse 32. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass.
Right? And basically, finish stuff out.
Verse 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest still that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Yeah, kind of. We're gonna go into the entire breakdown, right? But to add to the lesson, it show you the image representing different kingdoms and different type of kids. All right, and in each of these kingdoms, they had Israel in captivity. All right, now the first kingdom representing what? Babylon.
That's right.
All right, the second kingdom, which are first kingdom?
The ancient Babylon.
The ancient Babylon, to be correct or more specific. Precise, right? And that lasted from 626 to 539 BC, roughly. All right, the second kingdom is pretty much going into what? The Medo-Persian Empire. Right. The Persians going back to the Elamites, and the Medes actually go back to the Japhites. All right. Now, we're gonna get the point later, right? Which that kingdom lasted from 539 BC to 330 BC, roughly. All right. The third part, or the third kingdom of bronze, you know, referring to what? Greece, which lasted from 330 BC to 663 BC. All right. The fourth kingdom.
Martin, we could just pause. And is that spiritual why it was depicted with a statue of different metals and so forth? Because each nation would use those metals for specific use. All right. And when you go into the Romans will what, do iron.
Yeah.
So they used to make a lot of weapons with iron, right?
Yeah, and yeah, this is the point. This is the point that's going on here. Yeah, the Iron Age, right? And the fourth kingdom, which go back to Rome, you know, lasted from 63 BC onward. All right, and even on to today, because Rome had reinvented herself through who? America.
Right.
All right. And the stone that was carved out. Read about the last part, huh?
All right, it says, Daniel 2 and verse 34, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that wore the iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Yeah, kind of. They go back to who? Yahawashi. All right, because when Yahawashi make his return, hey, the entire history written in the favor of Israel. Right. We're going to inherit the kingdom. All right. The scripture even goes on to tell you, I think it's 27, 4 and 27, I believe, 8 and 27. To tell you that his kingdom shall be an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion.
4 in the last word.
4. Yeah. 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Daniel chapter 7.
You want to start at 13?
Yeah, 13.
It's Daniel 7 and 13. And I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Exactly, because his kingdom is going to be everlasting. All right, forevermore. You see, because hey, when we go back in power through the spirit of YAHWAH Yahawashi, all right, hey, ain't nobody coming and try nothing, you know. Nobody coming and test nothing, you know.
You
understand?
I try to assassinate Yahawashi or something.
You see, because we're going to rule in righteousness. We're going to have spiritual power. All right? Like one of the things Yahawashi used to do was read minds. Imagine you planning a plot, right? And oh, we're going to move on them. Just speaking, you know, hypothetically, right? Tomorrow at 3 p.m. or whatever. And you just see the men of the Lord just stand up waiting. You know, just speaking as a man. All right? But hey, it ain't even gonna go down like that because you're gonna be busy with work. You see? You're gonna be real busy. Alright? Well,
I don't feel after this transition of kingdom, even if you gotta be real stubborn and beyond for what about to happen to these nations. When you be in the kingdom, see the power that actually take over are ruling. But take this government. How?
They ain't getting no other part of statue. They ain't getting no other statue now. The foot break up and down there.
Yeah,
in Wisdom of Solomon, right, the scripture talk about the thoughts that is being put into your mind is the most I put it in. So how could the thought go there? Job 33 and I think 15, right? So how could that thought go there without the most I put it in the thought? The scripture also talk about there will be no war in heaven, meaning in the kingdom. So they all will be in order, bro. Right? In the day of thy power, the people shall be willing. If Yahushua was reading thoughts, and he said, listen, greater things than this you will do in my name.
That's right.
So to know a thought is nothing. Even your woman can't even plot nothing against you. Right? We're going to please our women the way they're supposed to be pleased. Because we're going to know what to do, where to go, when to touch, how to touch, one moment. Yeah, you understand? You understand what I'm saying, right?
That's right.
We're going to know everything. You know, all of the animals. You know, we're going to know everything about this whole entire earth.
That's right.
Everything.
Function of the stars.
There's Proverbs chapter 29.
And you know, Solomon actually studied to know the earth.
Right.
We ain't gonna have to do that.
That's right.
They're gonna literally be in us.
This will make us joint heirs. We
Yeah.
got access to the knowledge.
Yeah. That's why Yahushua say, hey, there's one greater than Solomon is in him. Is here. See? Go ahead.
There's Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So therefore, these are nations, they're going to rejoice. Now why? We're going to beat people. So they're not going to try to get no evil thought against God. Nowadays, they're not trying to get right. Because why? They're going to be happy when they're going to be seen coming down and villages and stuff like that. Because they're not going to think about fun. In the none of it, because they're going to know the full power we're going to get. They're going to be upset. And they're going to see everything will be set in order. Nobody now be stealing and stuff like that. Because why? They know other man steal, they know the law going to be, the next man got to be 4 times or 5 times. So they're going to be glad everything be in order.
If he can't pay, he can become a servant. So everything is in place already.
When you read Isaiah 60, they tell you that when we go to visit a place, these people gonna prepare, these nations gonna prepare places. People, it's like a president is coming in. You know one of the things they do, they put up flags, they do this, they take the thing, you know? So when they hear, hey, part-time coming through, they done set up the place. Well set. You understand? How much virgin you want, set the daughters off in line. Take who you want. You know? And these women gonna literally want to go with us. You understand? Because what? It can be an honor for coming to our family. Even just to be a concubine, bro. Yeah, and then just a few things.
And they're gonna slack away from me, right? They're gonna be boasting and shit. I thought my last daughter, she was King Paratam. He took her, he chose her out of all these raggedy ass bitches. He gonna clean her up nice, you know?
She do. The thing in kingdom, these women don't carry the sun.
Isaiah 4.
No,
Only let
that.
us be called by thy name.
God, remember this
Because
season?
now, now she become a part of your household. So if she walk in, or even eat, because we're gonna get men servant too. Right? The scripture even talk about that, right? Now, if he or she walk in, nobody gonna trouble them. Because of the fact they're gonna say, hey, but one of the things our footprints used to do, they always carry the name. You know, hey, what house you coming from? You coming from the house of Paratam.
Yeah, the emblem.
You understand? Yeah, They gonna know, bro. They gonna know. You know, it's like, oh, no, not E1, not the chopper one. Not the figure 4. What, you want to say something now?
Yeah, I was telling when I said that you can clean them up. Remember, it's heathen, I'm a concubine, right? They're gonna be getting the benefits as we wife. So when he brings her to the planet or a palace, you know what I'm saying? She can the other wives and the other servants, whoever, can just polish, chip off all the little slavery dust and all that shit off of shit. Yeah, she can be right hard. She be fitting for the household of part-time. With part-time one. Yes, sir. And apply for every brother, just so to be clear. According to whatever you like, they can be adjusted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sir.
Yeah, preach about. Get it, right? This is Isaiah 14:2. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahawah for servants and for handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. Exactly. Right? Really and truly, they need no explaining, but for the sake of you know, the unlearned, all right? Yeah, for the babes, you can read it back on top, Bishop. Yeah, got it. It says, Isaiah 14:2. Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
When they say yet choose Israel, going to the elect, right? They're going to set back a yard, right? The Lord will have more, the chosen. We should go back to the Lord have mercy on the elect.
And set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them.
We're just talking about the Israelite foreigners. And those are the most I choose to have mercy, being the first fruits. Right?
Yeah, because you know that the breach, all right, and the breach between the southern and northern kingdom, hey, even the two gonna be closed up.
That's right.
All right, there ain't gonna be no enmity among Israel.
Right.
All right.
It's actually starting right now, because when you look among the camps, you see different tribes among each other, standing on the feet and holding, keeping the chart. Chart. You see?
Come together.
Right. But as for 2/3 of the nation, they ain't come together yet until they reach in the kingdom, right through the lines of the elect. So the Lord being building the house of David. That's what's
Right way is to say Backyard. Let's go back to chosen.
That's right.
Which is starting with the elect. But the scripture actually referring to all Israel.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, they're going into the kingdom.
That's right.
Right, correct.
Go ahead.
That's right.
To the prophecy to be fulfilled.
And set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. Strangers will be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Yeah, all right. Now when you go into the word cleave, it means come together,
right,
to become one.
That's right.
All right. Hey, and ain't no way that these other nations could become one with Israel.
That's right.
God.
Why no way?
God, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and for handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Yeah, God, all right, the people going to take them and bring them to their place. All right, they're going to be dwelling in our household. All right, doing service unto us. You see, we're going to take, they're going to become, so like you read back the last one. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Exactly. We're going to take them who were our, who had us in captivity. All right, which is who? All these nations, starting with Esau, Edom, the chief, Ishmael, Elam, Ammon, Moab. All right, and the list goes on. Alright, and we're going to rule over our oppressors.
Right.
Alright, we're going to have the dominion over them. You see?
If you read right there in the, read the other verse out.
Next verse?
Yeah.
You can. It says, and it shall come to pass that day the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Yeah, 4.
Okay. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor seized the golden city seized?
So it moved from we straight to Babylon, because well, they're gonna be in ruling at the time when all is gonna taking place. You understand? So
After them, they speak.
you can. Them is the king. There's the kingdom that gonna take down. As you read on further, they can tell you.
This is the virgin daughter of Babylon, right?
I know. This is 40, right? 14 of right. You see, as you read on, I think around 16 it say, and they shall wander after this man. I say this is the man, because the Most High will use the Israelite, right? The so-called black Latino Native and Negro to bring this man down. And they can't believe, people can't believe how they see in the white man at a low state, at a servant state. Right? But I got precept paper with that. This Jeremiah 13:16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversary, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee shall I give for thee a prey. You know, and this is what I was saying, that hey, all these nations, because you're going to I think it's First Maccabees chapter 2 and 10, it tell you one nation have not having them as a spoil. You understand? So all these nations, we was it's the worst, bro. It's the worst. You understand? It's the worst. We talk it out. And you know they say, just the song, you know, we went through it. You know? But it's gonna flip. Right? Deuteronomy 30:7. Right? These curses gonna go up on our enemy.
But when you look at it, right? All these nations can't stop all people towards us. It's only the Most High going to show you the compassion and the love.
How we know that our nation can't stop the pity? When you go and you ask some more bike for job, these motherfuckers watch you like shit on you. These East Indians, since they see you, and you get a beard too? Fuck out of here.
Right? Spend your money at their man shop and their man look at you like, it's like they say you want your money, but it doesn't come out with shop, you know? Or you come buy.
That's it. And that's how they used to treat slaves. Right? That's how they used to treat us as slaves. You understand? They want you to do them a service, but they still want you out their sight. You know? It's flipping slow. You see, the scripture tell you, this is the patience of the saints. That's right. So we endure it. And you know what's the joyful thing for us? Is that we know that we don't have long more. Your kingdom is almost finished. Finito. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit more, yeah? It says, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He had smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, and he that ruled the nation in anger is prosecuted, and none hinder it. Right, it says none hinder it, because ain't nobody gonna stick up for, you know, Babylon when the Most High ready to put his hand on Babylon.
Even to these elites now, but these elites and the Edomites that think they're untouchable. And you know, they tell themselves that the kingdom will continue. That's why they're pushing this transhumanism, they're pushing this MOTV on a large scale. When the Most High going to break them.
Right? It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
The trees, them, the animal, fishes, the air gonna be clean. You know, everything gonna be in